Okay, I'm going to tear into this raw water pump from the Yanmar 3GM30F that I have. So I already got the shaft out. Show you this. So there's the inner bearing. As you can tell, it is seized onto the shaft. The outer bearing seems to be okay. So how's it looking there? I guess it doesn't look terrible. See, there's the culprit, that inner seal tore. So I just need to get the rest of the guts out of here. And I'm going to get the new parts to replace it. So that's where I stand now. So let me get the other parts out. I don't have them out here, so I'm going to do this off camera. Okay, I got the rest of the pump disassembled. So I got the body, you have this plastic spacer, you have an O-ring and the seal, which is disintegrated. And then the shaft and the bearing. Now, I'm not even going to bother trying to save the shaft, even though I probably could. It doesn't seem terrible, but I'm not even going to attempt it. So I'm going to buy a kit that has all of these parts, and I will reassemble it. I'll clean this out, and I'll reassemble it and just keep it on board as a spare. Okay, we're back with the regular camera. So let's reassemble the pump. So I got a kit off eBay with the parts already pre-assembled, so it should make going together a lot easier than doing it manually. It was probably a little bit more than if I bought the parts separately, but to me it's a time saving, so it's worth it to have all the parts in one. Some of the parts, like the cover and the screws, I won't be using, but I will use it just for assembly, and I'll just keep it on board the boat. And then when I go to use it, I'll just take this off. So here are the old parts. Here is the main body of the pump. And again, this was frozen. This plastic thing was slightly damaged. And the O-ring actually seems okay, but the seal was junk. And the O-ring was probably okay. So those are the old parts. And here are the new parts. Already pre-assembled the way I got it out of the box. Was a whole new inner assembly. Normally you buy these parts separately, as you can see on the description the seller sent. So you can buy all these parts separately. I'm assuming the bearings are aftermarket, but I don't really care. This is just going to be for a spare. And so basically this has to go into the pump. Then it's going to be held on with a retaining clip. Put the seal on the inside and put the impeller in, and you're done. So let's get going. So this part is and also on the pump itself, since the last time I cleaned it, I basically cleaned it in some vinegar, since I didn't have any citric acid on me. So the vinegar actually did a real good job cleaning it all out. I did paint the bracket, so that's ready to go. And I did paint the pulley, so that's ready to go too. So let's get going. So I'm going to use some grease. I don't know what they call for, but I'm going to use some synthetic lithium grease, or whatever this is. Multi-purpose synthetic grease. It's a dielectric grease. So I'm just going to put this on. I'll probably loop the inside. And you can comment if I'm doing something grossly wrong, because this is the first time I'm doing this, and I have no idea what I'm doing. So just looping the inside so the bearings slide in a little easier. And since I have a little grease left, I'll put it on the bearings. And then I will slide this in here. It's going to be a tight fit. I will likely need a hammer and a socket. So let me go do that. Okay, so I'm back. So everything is greased up, and what I have is a socket, and I'm going to put this over the inside bearing, only because I'm not going to go to the outside bearing, because the inside bearing has a spacer, so it's going to transmit the load to this bearing as well, and from what I understand, this goes in relatively easily, so it's not going to really put much stress on it. So let me give it a tap, see how we do. Pretty easy. Okay, that's seated. So it's 99% done now. It still turns quite easily. So now we need to put the retaining clip in. So I have my retaining clip pliers here. And I will squeeze that down. And we are good. Let's double check it. And we are good. So this side is done. So now we need to work on putting the seal in. And here's the seal. So inside here is an O-ring already, because it was the one on the old one. And here is the lip seal. And you really can't tell, or maybe you can, there's a metal spring in here, like it was on the old one. So put a little more grease. Put some on the inside as well. Grease it all up good. Slide this over, and that just goes in with finger pressure. That's it. So that's in. That's in as far as it can go. And that's it. I mean, you don't really get much simpler than that. So let's go put the impeller in. So this would be the last part of it, short of putting the pulley on. So let's put some grease on the impeller. Grease the inside as well. Since this is going to be in storage, I want to make sure that it's well greased. And shove it in here any way it can go. People are going to lose their mind saying, oh, the blades have to go one way or the other. Yeah, maybe, but the moment your motor stops, some of them are going to go backwards anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So there it is. I got them all in. Push it in. And that's that. So let's put the pulley on, and we'll test it out. Here's the pulley. I cleaned it up, I sanded it, painted it. Not the best paint job in the world, but for a diesel motor it's perfectly serviceable. So let's put a washer on. Put this on. Remember, it's keyed. I didn't mention that on the last video I made. Put another washer. And make sure that goes outside of the bolt. And we need a impact for this. It's probably overkill, but I'm going to just zip this on with the impact. sure that that's outside. Okay, so that's on, and that's that. And that's done. So now we are good. Got plenty of lubrication. Let me just put some more in there just for fun. More than enough lube. And put some lube in the O-ring track. And the grease will kind of act as a glue to hold the O-ring in. And then cover. I'll only put a couple in for this demonstration because you don't need to see me putting in 6 screws. So there you have it. A rebuilt pump in, what was that, 10 minutes, maybe 12 minutes? So that's that. Other than the time it took me to clean the parts, we are good. So now we can just put this on the boat and wait for the next pump to fail, and I'll be all set. And as a reminder, I did flip this pump over because normally the in and out are down the bottom. This is flipped for my particular boat, so just want to remind you of that. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will have many more videos, especially now that the season's coming to an end. I will get back into maintenance mode very soon. So thanks again.